Last night, Dennis Smith Jr. hit the dagger shot to lead the Hornets to a surprising win over the Dallas MAvericks. It was a semblance of revenge for Smith, who was drafted by Dallas but moved on after only a season and a half. Despite averaging 15 points per game as a rookie, the Mavs decided they didn't want to keep Smith after drafting Luka Doncic. You can't exactly say that hasn't worked out for them. Luka is a top 5 player in the league. However, Smith had upside, and was just selected in the top 10. He looked impressive early on for the Knicks, but was resorted to a low-level reserve role in his first full season there. After fallouts with the Knicks, Pistons, and Trailblazers, it seemed as if Dennis Smith Jr.'s NBA career might be over. He's openly stated that he considered switching sports after the 2022 season and going all in on football in hopes of getting an NFL shot. He was offered a one-year deal with the Charlotte Hornets for this season in September, and he gladly accepted, not knowing exactly what his role would be. It seemed like a potential last chance for Smith, who some assumed might already be done in the league. He's blown everyone's expectations of him out of the water, becoming one of the league's best backup point guards, and a player who seemingly has a real career ahead of him. He's still only 25, and with how he's performing this season, there's hope he can continue to get better. Dennis Smith Jr. saved his NBA career when many already thought it was over. It's one of the most inspiring stories of this season, but it's going slightly overlooked because he plays for Charlotte. To truly understand how unbelievable this turnaround is, let's take a look at his career so far and then his performance this season. Before we get into the redemption of Dennis Smith Jr., if you enjoy my content and watch a few videos of mine, think about subscribing. 96% of my viewers are actually not subscribed, so if you watch me before and enjoy the content, drop a sub and comment down below. It really helps the channel. Dennis Smith Jr. was selected with the 9th overall pick in the 2017 NBA Draft by the Mavericks after 1 year at NC State. Smith was an explosive athlete with full package scoring and playmaking, but was often considered a stats-over-winning type of player. However, despite some concerns about his motor and care for the game, he had a really good first season. He put up 15 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and a steal per game, while putting up many highlight-level plays along the way. He finished second on the team in scoring, only behind Harrison Barnes. He was rewarded with a second-team All-Rookie selection for his performance in year 1. However, the team went 24-58, not exactly getting rid of the idea that Smith puts up stats without winning. The Mavs had a high pick once again in 2018 and decided to take Luka Doncic, another ball-dominant guard. He's an elite player, a consensus top 5 one today, but at the time people questioned the pick. What did it mean for Smith? The team tried to play the two together in Luka's rookie season, but Smith's scoring dropped to 13 points per game, and the pairing clearly wasn't flowing well with one another. At the trade deadline in Smith's sophomore season, they decided they'd seen enough from Doncic to build around him going forward, and traded Smith to the Knicks in exchange for all-star and 20-point-per-game scorer Kristaps Porzingis. Smith had a solid first half season with New York. He put up 15 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and a steal per game in 21 games to end the 2019 season. He started 18 of the 21 and looked like he could potentially be the Knicks point guard moving forward. However, the team spurned him and decided to start Elfrid Payton and Frank Ntilikina as the point guards that season. Smith's minutes were cut to 16 per game, and his scoring dipped all the way to 5.5 points per game. It was really tough to see, especially for a player who had 2 15-point-per-game seasons in his first 2 years. It's just not that common. His future looked bleak in what was only his 3rd season, as the Knicks seemingly had no future plans for him. They traded him to the Detroit Pistons early in the 2021 season. He saw his role increase slightly with the Pistons, getting 20 minutes per game. However, he wasn't the focal point offensively like we had seen him be before, and only put up about 7 points and 3 assists per game. The team drafted Cade Cunningham with the number 1 overall pick in the draft after the season, and decided they didn't need Smith anymore, moving on from him after only 20 games with the team. This is a really bad look for his career, but he did get an opportunity with the Trailblazers in 2022, in what many saw as sort of a last chance to revive his career. Smith had some moments with Portland, but overall was given even less of a role than in Detroit. He played only 17 minutes a night and scored about 6 points a game. He still wasn't much of a defender, and it led to teams picking on him on that end. He could still score at times and had great athleticism, but the motor concerns that plagued him pre-draft were showing up big time. He played 37 games with the Blazers in 2022, but they waived him in February in order to sign Trendon Watford, a reserve big man. And just like that, he thought his NBA career was over. He talked to his agent and decided he was interested in training for a switch to football, in hopes of getting a career in the NFL. He wanted to be a pro athlete, but believed his NBA career was over. Enter the Hornets, who needed backup point guard help after moving on from their short Isaiah Thomas stint last season. They decided to give Smith a shot. He signed a one-year deal with the Hornets in September, and he hasn't looked back. For the first time in his career, Smith is defending, and doing it well. The effort is obviously there, and he's clearly realized he needed to improve in that area if he didn't want to waste this chance. The Hornets have clearly appreciated that. He's been given 26 minutes per game this season, the highest since 2019. His best month came in October, where he was given 30 minutes a night and put up 12 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. His minutes lowered in the following 2 months, but have raised back up in February and March to about 27 minutes per game. He's putting up 9 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and a steal per game in March so far. His efficiency has been pretty rough as of late, but the team is willing to put up with that because he's doing all the little things that teams need that he didn't do for most of his career. It all culminated in last night's game against the Dallas MAvericks, the team that drafted Smith. He put up 13 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds, and most importantly, hit the dagger 3 to seal the victory for Charlotte. The loss could have massive implications for Dallas, as they have fallen into a tailspin as of late and are in danger of missing the play-in tournament altogether. I'm sure it was an extremely emotional and gratifying moment for Smith. When Dennis Smith Jr. was waived by the Portland Trail Blazers last February, he thought his NBA career might legitimately be over. He even started training for a potential switch to the NFL. But over a year later last night, he hit a revenge dagger 3 to beat the Dallas MAvericks, the team that drafted him, and potentially end their season. He's turned into one of the best backup guards in the league after being given a shot by the Charlotte Hornets this season. For the first time in his career, Smith is playing hard on defense and doing all the little things that he didn't do early on. After 4 teams moving on from you, many people would have given up, but what Smith has done is truly inspiring. He realized that he had to be better before it was too late, and set out to make the changes he needed to. And he did that. He's gone from potentially done in the NBA to setting himself up well for another contract. He's saved his NBA career when many, including even himself, thought maybe it was already over. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.